It's summertime and it's time for camp. Marriage Camp from the Stupendous Marriage Show.
Listen up, campers! Buenos dias, campers! How are you? Welcome to Marriage Camp. This is the Stupendous Marriage Show. I am Stu Gray.
Hey, I'm Lisa Gray.
Marriage Camp, Marriage Camp. Ooh, ha, yes. We're having fun with this. This is good. You know, it's different than our regular show where we answer questions from our listeners. You can definitely still send us your emails on air at stupendousmarriage.com. But for summertime, people go to camp. We figured couples can go to camp too. That's why we're calling it Marriage Camp. And the things that we're offering on our show during the summer are just small tips, tricks, maybe helpful things to reconnect you and your spouse under the big umbrellas of communication and sex and teamwork and parenting and your mindset. So that's what these shows during the summer months this year are all about.
Yeah, and today for Marriage Camp, we're going to talk about a tool for your mindset badge. You know, so much of the battle is really fought in our minds, and that's not something that you can control in your spouse. You know, you can't control your spouse's thoughts. You can really only work on your own. And that is the whole point of this badge, is slowing down to think about, what am I thinking about? What we focus on grows. We talk about this a lot in our regular show. You know, what are you focusing on right now in your marriage that your spouse is doing or not doing? Let's see, your spouse is just bugging you, especially with the summer schedule. It's a little more hectic. And all of a sudden you're noticing like they're not taking the trash out, they're leaving the toilet lid up, like whatever it is that might be just bugging you. If you allow your mind to, it will start to focus on all those negative things. And then all of a sudden you're really easily offended by your spouse where you normally wouldn't be. So stopping to think about, hey, what am I thinking about? Let me think about some positive things my spouse is doing right now, like maybe picking up the kids a little more, maybe going to the gym more, whatever it may be that your spouse is doing to help you out going to the grocery store. Think about those things and be thankful for them. Like, wow, I am so fortunate. Like, I have a husband that will go to the grocery store 3 times a day. And some days you do.
I do, yes.
And you don't generally complain about it. And I'm super grateful for that. And instead of focusing on the fact that you may not clean the dishes in the sink and put them in the dishwasher, I can focus on, wow, how fortunate am I that I have a spouse that's willing to go to the store 3 times a day if needed.
The Bible says we're in the ministry of reconciliation, and what that picture in my head is taking down the bricks, the wall between us, because we're trying to move towards our spouse. We're trying to get rid of the things that are dividing us and stay on the same page together, stay on the same team together. And so when you're focusing on the negative things, you're putting bricks in that wall to divide you and keep you apart. You're not reconciling. You're not coming alongside one another. You're actually distancing yourself. So when you focus on the positive things, you're taking those negative bricks out of the wall and you're bringing it down so you guys can be in the same courtyard together, enjoying life together. I know it's a weird picture, but that's what I always have in my head when you think about this type of thing. What you're focusing on is either moving towards your spouse or moving away from them. When you're focusing on the positive things, it draws you closer to them.
And honestly, I know I said earlier that you can't control what your spouse thinks, but you can notice if maybe they're doing some stinking thinking. And there have been times, I know for us, that I can tell that everything I'm doing is offending you. You're just offended by every little thing that I'm doing. I'm not intentionally doing anything, but it seems like the things that I'm doing are not right and they're just offending you. And I've, prayed for you during those times and said, Lord, please, if there's a spirit of offense happening right now, then I just pray that it would be gone. But then I'm also try to be in a place that I could have a conversation with you and say, hey, is everything okay? Have I done something to offend you? I am so sorry if I have. And a lot of times that will make you stop and go, wait a minute, what is going on? Am I offended? Why am I offended? What am I thinking about? And it enables us to have a really productive conversation.
Well, you're really good also about thinking about timing of that, figuring out when you can bring that up that is more helpful instead of negative. Because if I'm in that mode and in my head, a lot of times I don't want you to come talk to me right now and it's something going on and start psychoanalyzing me. You have to find the right time to do that. But when you notice it, you can then adjust the way that you're communicating and trying to speak towards your spouse or with your spouse. And then at the right moment, call it out and say, hey, I noticed this there and this is what was going on, and was something weird or did I do something? Picking your timing of that conversation is important.
Yeah, it is very important to pick the timing and to also make sure that you're coming to your spouse really with a humble heart and with love. I love you. I'm so sorry if I've done something to offend you, versus what's wrong? What did I do now? And I have done that, ladies. I'm sure we all have, where we're just in our own aggravated space and we're like, really? But if we can stop for a minute, pray for ourselves, pray for our spouse, and really try to come together and come to your spouse in a positive way, I think it's a really great way to help your spouse maybe change their mindset, and also for you to really think about what you're thinking about.
Remember, this session was all about what you focus on grows. We will have another marriage camp session coming up soon. Thanks so much for listening. And again, do send us an email if you're liking marriage camp. If there's a topic you want us to possibly cover on air at stupendousmarriage.com, or send us your marriage question. If you've got those, we will get back to questions after summer and after marriage camp is over. See ya.
Bye.